What's up, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube? Boogie2988 coming at you live once again. Today I want to talk to you about a topic that's very close to my heart, and that's the topic of bullying. First off, I want to say that I'm being bullied right now. I have my entire life. I've been made fun of for looking different or acting different or being different, interested in different things. When I was a kid, it was fat or four eyes, or because my family was poor. It's because I liked video games, which weren't very popular at the time. Or today, for making my YouTube channel, or for being fat, or taking off my shirt, or making the videos that I make. And right now, there's a whole slew of new bullies on my YouTube channel making fun of me or making fun of my fans. And I want to address you guys directly today. Number one, there's nothing you can say to me that I don't already know. If you call me fat, well, I know I'm fat. I woke up this morning in this body. I went to bed and then last night. My legs hurt, my back hurts. I know I'm fat. If you tell me I'm crazy, well, you have no idea how crazy, my friend. All you've seen is the videos. If you know what it's like to suffer inside this brain that I have, you know it's just a kind of a statement like water is wet or the sky is blue and Boogie's crazy. You tell me that I'm not talented, well, you're wrong. I don't believe you. I'm very talented at certain things, and there are other things that I'm not talented at, but I accept that. So when you tell me these things, you're wasting your time, but you're not wasting mine. You see, every comment and every view that you give me is another engagement through YouTube. Every click on the video, every view of an ad, every comment you leave is making me richer and famous, or more famous every single time. So keep it up. Not only that, but when you waste your time on me, it means you're not picking on somebody else in your life. You're not picking on that kid in class, the guy at work, or some other aspiring YouTuber who's creating content better than anything you'll ever make and becoming successful at it. And when you leave those guys alone and you throw all your effort into me, well, at the end of the day, that makes me feel really good about myself. So thank you. That said, I just watched the South Park episode on bullying, and they said something that I wanted to talk about. They talked about the fact that there's just going to be angry, shitty people in life. And they're true, that's true, and they're right to a certain extent. There are people out there who are just broken. And because they're broken on the inside, they make fun of people around them that are different. They make fun of people they're jealous of, or they make fun of people they just don't like. They make fun of people who are more successful or less successful, who are prettier or less pretty, who are different. And they do it because what's inside them is black and awful and dark and terrible. And they don't know how to fix it and they don't know how to change it. So for the most part, they take great pride in trying to change the world directly outside of their brain to match what's going on inside their brain. And this is the kid that waits in the bathroom and beats up the nerd in your school. This is the boss who sexually harasses her employees. This is that guy at school who has never has anything nice to say and is just constantly negative and making fun of the people who he may even consider as friends. That's just how it is. And it sucks. It really sucks. But I think South Park has it wrong when they say there's nothing we can do about it. I think there's quite a bit we can do about it. Number one, if you're like me and you're used to getting picked on, first you need to develop a thick skin. You need to realize that the problems this person has with you isn't your problem. It's theirs. Secondly, you need to learn to stand up for yourself. South Park has that right. But you can't retaliate. You can't punch the kid back in the face. You can't try to sexually harass or trap the person at work. You can't start making fun of that really vocal kid in your class who's making fun of you. There are proper channels and proper ways to deal with it. First, at least avoiding the asshole. That's a great way to do it. Secondly, going through the proper channels. If you're being picked on at school, your principal, your boss, your school board, someone is going to be interested in finding out about this. Your HR representative, your school board, someone is going to need to know. Secondly, these organizations need ways to deal with bullying. And it's a very, very real thing. Because if they don't learn to deal with bullying, if they don't learn how to stop it at work, they're, number one, at risk of getting the shit suit out of them, and nobody likes that. But secondly, this stuff does escalate. And that's where we really need to be careful. Because not only does the person at doing the bullying feel miserable, but they make other people around them feel miserable. And miserable people tend to pass that forward. You make me feel miserable, so I try to make you feel miserable, or I make the other people around me feel miserable. And eventually, someone's going to fire back at the opposing team. And when they do, well, one day it's a fist that's responded with by another fist, and then somebody brings a knife and somebody brings a gun. Or somebody goes home and they're so miserable, they put a gun in their own mouth. How many times have you read about that? How many times have you seen that? How many fights have you seen broken out at your school or your workplace or the local bar? When this shit goes unreported and untouched and ignored, that's when it escalates. And when it escalates, it never turns into anything good. Now, like I said, for me, it's impossible for it to escalate. But for your average YouTuber who's trying to start up, for someone who's particularly sensitive, and most actors and most people that are going to have enough balls to film something for YouTube probably are very sensitive people. It can ruin a career, it can ruin an opportunity to expand their talent, and in some cases, I think it can ruin a life. Not only that, but the same thing at your school, the same thing at your workplace, the same thing everywhere else. So here's what I'm going to say to you now. Number one, if you're the one being bullied, you have to learn how to deal with it. Not only on a personal level, but you need to learn how to report it, and you need to learn the right channels. You need to learn the right way to deal with it. If you're the person doing the bullying, I'm sorry. I pity you. I feel so sorry for the life that you're dealing with. I'm so sorry for the pain that you're in. I'm so sorry that you're so miserable that you feel you need to pass it on to other people. But know that eventually it will come due. The checks you're writing are eventually going to come due. And it might end up just being you getting in trouble by your principal or your boss, you getting fired or you getting expelled. It might just, if you're lucky, be you getting punched back in the face. It could be carrying the guilt of the death of someone in your life for the rest of your life, knowing that you drove someone to suicide. And it could be your own death if you picked on the wrong kid or the wrong person. And thirdly, I think it's very important for those of you who are not caught up in this, who are not being bullied, who are not being on the receiving or giving end, the people who run the HRs, the people who are working on the school board, the classmates, the co-workers, the people that sit by every day and watch this shit happen. It's important that you stand up for the people around you, because when you do, you're standing up for the people that could be you. And you're standing up for the people that directly impact your life every day. And there's a chance for you to do some good here. There's a chance for you to stand up for the kid that's being picked on. There's a chance for you to end a cycle for a sad, angry bully who spent the entirety of his life miserable. And it's a chance for you to do something for the environment you live in, and something to do for yourself to make a difference, to make you feel better about your life and everything that's going on around you. So, in the end, get involved. If you see it happening, if you know it's happening, if you think it's happening, get involved. Report it to the proper channels. Do the right thing. Because we've reached a point in society now where this is no longer necessary. A few hundred years ago, a tribe was only as strong as its weakest link. It made sense to either bully someone into toughening up, and it made sense into either that or driving him completely out of the tribe. But that's not true anymore. We've reached a day and age of specialization where you and I can have specialized talents. And maybe you and I may not be good at what's popular. Maybe whatever's popular. Football, basketball, whatever. Doesn't matter. You may not be good at those things, but you're probably good at something. And now we've reached a point where bullying keeps someone from exploring their specialized talents and their specialized goods. And that's why it has to end. And when South Park made an episode about bullying, this is really what I wish they had to say. And I hope you guys learned something from it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And if you're one of those people that have come to my channel recently and don't understand what's going on, if you've made it to the end of this video, thank you for listening to me. Please consider what I have to say. But at the very least, stop wasting your time on me.